What up, everybody? Welcome to the IAG Thursday thing. This thing that we do every Thursday. We've been pretty good about it. I don't know, race stuff. It kind of throws a wrench into stuff, but we're doing our best here. This week, I'm really excited because we're kind of doing a throwback. That's what it feels like because we never have the old crew on here like we usually do, or at least used to all the time. We got Warranty back. Warranty, what's up, buddy? Super stoked.
Dewey, I'm doing great. I feel like I haven't been here for a month. Turns out I have not been here for a month, so it feels great to be back. Hello, sir.
It's rough. We also on the show. I don't know how much he'll be talking, but he is here. Executive producer Jordan is also on. He's phoning in straight from his bed because he's still laid up. He needs that bacchiotomy still.
I do need that bacchiotomy, man.
Shout outs to EPJ getting more done without standing on his feet than most people do on 2 feet. So
That's true.
I don't know about that this month, but again, it's been a rough one. But
I hope you get better soon, man, because back pain is
it's
the
the worst.
shows that there's a lot more fucked up with my back than just a bulging disc. So
That sucks, man.
I'm sorry. You are far too.
there's a reason why it's bulging, and it's not good.
Yeah.
Bacchiotomy.
Yep.
That's
the
right.
answer.
Bacchiotomy.
Just become a supervillain and just titanium spine.
Yep.
Straight.
Yes.
That's what's up.
I'll get an exoskeleton. Just constantly wear it.
Yeah, I do like Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
That's right.
Pick up cars and throw them.
Yeah, that's what's up, dude. So also want to give a shout out to Randy. Randy makes our thumbnails, and he found a fun picture of me today to throw up. But yeah, other than that, yeah, it's pretty much it's like an old school show, man. It's nice to have you back, Warranty. We miss hearing you.
I miss being here, so thanks for the kind words. Let's get into it.
Yeah, well, first off, let's talk about some stuff real quick, and then I want to get a catch up of where you've been, what you're up to, and stuff like that. And then we'll dive into some news, and then hopefully open the floor up and answer some questions. So real quick, since this is the IAG Thursday thing, I want to make sure I address a bit of an elephant in the room. The prices did go up. They went up.
Darn.
And they had to go up, and I'm not trying to get very political, but there is a reason they went up. Okay, it just is what it is. Prices went up. I can't fix it, but we're a business just like any other business, and we have a lot of employees, and we got to keep lights on, and so the prices did go up. It's just the unfortunate reality of the economic situation we're all in these days, and it is what it is. So if you're wondering why all that happened, that is why it happened. We don't really need to go into it too much further than that, but if you were wondering why the prices are different than they were yesterday, it's because they are different because they were yesterday. So in other news, Dylan pulled out the spark plugs on Boogie and decided it was a good time to refresh the engine on Boogie so we can go to Road America with 2,700 horsepower or whatever it is. If you guys have not seen the Facebook or the Instagram reel that Dylan and I posted a couple hours ago as of this recording, you should check it out. It's pretty funny. But the engine room busted ass and put together did a refresh on the block, but we all have to be excited. This is the first time, this was 6 races in with this engine. It didn't fail. It's just, It was time. So we pulled it for a refresh because we had enough time to get it done, and Road America is scary. Okay, so the engine didn't technically fail. So that's the first time Boogies win a full season's worth of races on one engine. That's exciting. It means we're finally starting to figure this recipe out. And I mean, I'm not trying to scare anybody off, but we push stuff harder than most. We break stuff so you don't have to. Okay. And
Yep.
and this is this is good. This is progress. If we're not breaking it, I don't know. Maybe that means we got to turn it up more. But it does mean we got a lot of really good data from this engine, and the next engine, that data is going to be implemented, and we might even do an off-season refresh again, because there's some cool stuff we want to try out. We want to do some new fun stuff with JE, and we got some
Nice.
ideas we want to try here at IAG. So, Boogie might get another refresh, but that was exciting that block went as far as it did. And I got to be real, and I'm not trying to say like the engine department rushes or anything like that. They were on a really, really, they were on a serious crunch as far as time on this last engine. So that was put together really fast. So that was it was fairly hastily built, and it still lasted really well. So we're excited
Right.
about it. Very, very excited about it. So,
At the same time, I remember you telling me recently, JJ came back from vacation and he wants to party.
oh,
So
well, I mean, so we came back from, we came back from Mid Ohio with blowing out the record. Okay, so we
yeah.
broke the overall record by over a full second, and our old
Oh,
record by like a second and a half.
Is that
Um,
street mod or
Street mod.
like wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
so we're hauling now. I mean, if you remember how excited we were with like bottom 28s, I mean, we just ran a 26.7.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
So it was
Yeah.
like it was a massive difference. So the car way faster. Okay. And the car's faster. I'm faster. There's just no getting around it. I am driving better. I got asked the other day when I was on the Grid Life podcast, like, how much is it the car and how much is it me? And I'm, as far as changes, and I'd give it a solid 50-50, but some of it is
Nice. Yeah.
due to the sequential. It's opening up a lot of mental bandwidth for me. So that's helped out a lot. And allowed me to drive the car better. So, maybe 60-40 on the car side.
Yeah.
But yeah, JJ came back. He was excited because not only we blow the record out, but it put us into first place for the championship. And a lot of people, JJ's not a super, extremely social person, right? So he's kind of hard to read. But one thing I can tell you about JJ is he really likes to win. Okay.
Yeah.
So when JJ, heard we were in first, he's down to clown, and it's really fun when he gets excited because it makes us excited. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. Excellent.
yep.
I like that. The last time this happened, Dewey, you
Yeah.
won the championship in commanding fashion. So
We've got
it
this
bodes
car
well for the
pretty
future.
sorted out. No, I'm not trying to like poo on other situations. But at the same time, our nearest rival, as far as performance, at least at Mid Ohio, he pushed his car real hard to try to break a record. He did end up breaking the overall record, but ended up doing his engine in, and he got big mad, and then kind of threw a hissy fit online. And I don't know if we're gonna see him, this year or ever again. Like he kind of took his ball and went home. So we'll see what the situation is there.
I want to view it in a different light, which is you won so hard, somebody else who's driving a far more reliable car quit.
Look, I'm not trying to be that guy. Okay. All right. Because like that's just bad karma, and I'm trying to like keep the karma good,
Yep,
but
yep.
what I will say is it really annoyed me. This is the Subaru side of stuff. The amount of people who would like run around and cheer and be super happy that like we blew up, because we've done it many times, and then we don't win due to it. And everybody's super cool about that. And nobody says the only reason you won is because Dewey blew up. Okay. But
Mhm.
then the second somebody else blows up and we're okay, now all of a sudden, people are talking about us like we have to have an asterisk next to our win. And I'm like, I don't think so.
Nope.
No, a win is a win. And there are many times where if we wouldn't have had issues or blown up or whatever, we would have won in fairly commanding
Oh, yeah.
fashion. Man, I'm thinking of like the 2 times we went to these are way back in the day, but what about the 2 times we went out to Colorado? Um
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Gosh.
where do you remember we finally got the fuel thing figured out? That was the very first year of Boogie. And then went out for like an HPD session and immediately blew the record out by like a second and a half.
Yeah.
I was so
Yeah.
mad.
That track was pretty well built for Boogeyman, too.
Oh my
So,
god, it was good. Yeah, we would have cooked around there. It is what it is. And like Mary said, you can't win if you don't cross the finish line, and that's truth. You know,
that's right.
it doesn't matter if it's an inch or a mile. Winning's winning. Dom said it. It's
not the
true.
fastest.
So let it
Yep.
be written. So let it be done. Did you get a chance
Not
to see
the
my 10
fastest.
commandments of time attack?
Just, well, I mean, I didn't watch listen to the podcast, but I read it and I
Yeah,
reread it for you. So.
it actually got better after I ran it for
Oh,
Chat GPT, and then like they tweaked it. Yeah, you read that. I sent that over to you. It's so
in
good.
the Old English, yeah.
Yes, it's so good. Okay.
Well done. Well done. So,
Yeah, other than that, that's kind of Boogie as we sit, and then next week we go to we're going to Road America. I'm pretty stoked. I think Mary Fields is going to be out there for my wheel drive tuning.
nice.
I
Yeah.
heard Micah's going to be out there. Obviously all the
I'll be
Subi
there.
Mods guys are going to be out there. I've heard some rumors there's some other folks showing up out there, some dudes from Cosmic coming out just to hang and talk Subarus. So I think we're going to end up having a melding of the mind Subaru Summit thing there. It should be really good.
Wow. Nice. I'll be there too. I don't
yeah.
know where I'm staying, but I'll figure that out. I
And we'll
always
figure
do.
it out. It's whatever. We'll figure it out.
I'll just load up on a bunch of drugs.
Yeah, there you
Gosh,
go.
that'd be
My
really
way out.
nice. I want to talk
Now
to
there's
people.
no way I could survive a car ride that long.
I'm sorry, Jordan. Again, this is a supervillain origin story in the making.
It really
so-
is.
I know, right? I was so mad I couldn't even make it to mid Ohio, and it's only an hour. And there's no way I
Yeah.
could make it to Summer Apex. No way.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but
It's all right. Shit, it is what it is. I'll
you could
eventually
just
get
be
better.
jacked into the Matrix from anywhere on the planet, man. So
That's right. They
we
better
appreciate
fucking
you.
stream it at least this time.
Yes. Yeah, this gets streamed. Like Mid Ohio was a whole thing. They didn't stream it due to IndyCar coming next week, and it was a whole stupid, like they made 400 excuses. It was so dumb.
Whatever. That's such a dumb excuse.
It
Like
was-
they already like Grid Life has their own like setup. Like just let them fucking do it.
It was
real quick.
so dumb.
Yeah,
Big dumb.
I saw that, and I don't understand it. But I had people asking me. Okay, all right. Side note.
Yep.
Met a new coworker. I said, okay, here's how we can work together. Oh, by the way, I like bicycles and I like cars. He goes, oh, what do you do in cars? And I told him, and his head exploded. Long story short, he goes, where can I watch this on TV? And I go, well, that's kind of streaming on YouTube. And then we got a new fan, both for
Nice.
Boogeyman and for Grid Life as a whole.
Let's go. That's where
That's
it's coming
right.
from. Oh my god, dude, the shit that's coming for the stream too. We're gonna see a very, very small preview of it in GLGT. But there's
Cool.
stuff
Nice.
I can't talk about too much, but what I can I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna know more about what's going on with cars on track next year than in any other time. Okay.
Nice.
In time attack history. Like, how great would it be to know at Road America what everybody's trapping in the straightaway at? Guess what,
Ooh, overlays.
buddy? Shit is
Would
coming.
be cool.
That's super.
Yeah.
I love all of that.
All right.
I'm gonna bring my mics next week for Road America.
Yeah.
So I could talk to these people, all these cool people that show up. Come find me.
Do you know how good that would be if we got everybody together and we just all shot the shit? Like,
Yeah.
just had a shoot the shit podcast of like the melding of the minds. It'd be so good.
The whole point of this podcast, man, it's a car meet, except
It
recorded.
is. It is. Oh
Yeah.
man, that's gonna be good. We gotta do the news.
Oh well, before the news, we got a couple more news items on my side.
Oh, yeah,
So
new stuff. So,
Yeah.
what? Last time we talked to you, you were pissed off because you had funky ribs and your suspension was beating your ass. And then, what's going on? Catch us up. Let's talk about suspension. Then we need to talk about the meet you're going to tonight.
cool. So the coilovers, I got those installed right after I crashed pretty hard on my bicycle, as
Yeah.
you know, and my ribs were bruised for a solid month. It was not pleasant. Then it took another 2 weeks after that to get back to 100%. So it was not right. So I let the first month go, but I wasn't happy with how the car drove. Some parts were really good, and some parts did not make any sense to me. And it was worse than OEM. I didn't buy it, but I was freaking out because you know me, I'm very cerebral.
That's what you do.
So I waited an entire month so my ribs healed up. Started driving around and it just wasn't working. So I followed the instructions and I just set the coilovers to full soft, which is, only 3 or 4 clicks away from where they come. So I thought, okay, this has got to be squishier. It's got to be better. It kind of rode worse in some ways.
Yeah.
Certain bumps were way more harsh. So I was at my wit's end. I ended up messaging some people and I ended up driving a BRZ with your competitor coilovers. So
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
Yes.
Parts of it were better, parts of it were worse, but it at least put some things in context that I wasn't crazy. There is different or better out there. I also drove a Supra and that was fucking amazing. Like it was just,
Don't talk to me.
I think, man, everybody wanted to race me, but man, that car is comfortable and it rips. It's like just a high power BRZ. But anyway, so the day I was fed up. I had multiple friends drive my car, give feedback. I even drove an OEM suspension to BRZ back to back with mine, and I was like, all right, I'm going back to OEM coilovers. I contacted Six Star the day before I was going to drop my car off. I just YOLO'd it and cranked the dampers up to pretty firm, like 12 out of 24.
Yeah.
It comes stock at 5, so 5 it comes pretty soft. Cranked it up to 12 all the way around, drove it, and it drove better. So then I'm like losing my mind. Like, am I crazy? Are the shocks backwards or something? No, it turns out that the adjustment full soft means just less rebound control. Well, if you have too little rebound control, it's just going to bounce.
Yes.
That's what was happening. So now it's a firm ride because springs are a little bit heavier, but it's better. It's just better. It's more
it feels
comfortable.
European now.
Correct.
Yes,
Yeah.
which is how I used to explain this. But what a lot of people don't understand about a one-way coilover is when you turn the knob, what you're adjusting is rebound. Compression does not change, but if you don't have your rebound to at least match your compression in some way, the car's going to ride like shit.
Yeah. So the suspension instructions from Fortune say, recommend you start at 524, which is pretty soft on the soft side. And they keep using the term soft and firm. It's not about soft and firm. It's about high speed or low speed rebound control. How fast does it do its job?
Yep.
So once I figured that out, that car made way more sense.
Wicked FA20 just posted this beautifully, and I love it. It's like it's not a soft or hard dial. It's a speed dial. How fast or slow is the rebound or dampening? And it's so true. No, you are dead right. Yep. Wicked FA20, you are dead right. They should have a turtle and a rabbit on there instead of a hard and soft. And I wholeheartedly agree with you. Yes. Yes, sir.
So good news is that everybody that drove in the car with me agreed that it is better. Even my mom, even OEM Jeff, who I'm going to see tonight at the Gonk meet.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm happy with it. The car looks great. Oh my gosh, I've got so many compliments on that car, from the wheels to the ride.
I mean, dude, that car's curb appeal right now is like the best. It looks so good.
People roll down their windows and give me a thumbs up.
Yeah.
It's cool. So
yeah,
well done. I wish it came with slightly better instructions, but man, I'm really happy I didn't take those coilovers off.
Well, there you go. Now we're all, the world is safe for democracy. And if we can make warranty happy, we can make anybody happy, because you are a son of a bitch to please. You are by far the worst customer I have. It's rough, dude. The work I put in for you is ungodly. Like, it's nuts. I hate selling you product because it's going to be, it's months before and months after that we're sorting stuff.
Hold on. I want to defend myself a little bit here. So what wheels should I buy? You said you should buy these wheels. I'm like, okay, yeah, here's my credit card.
No, I was astounded that we nailed that. Okay. But let's talk about a racing seat that you specifically wanted that I then had to buy.
Oh, that was 10 years ago. I feel bad. I feel really bad.
I was at that time and I had to buy that seat.
God, you know what? Look, I've done a lot of stupid things in my life, and that was one of them. Like,
Okay.
it
I just,
was,
I'm
it was
never gonna
rough.
let you live it down. Like that would be like now. I'm not trying to like brag or whatever, but like where I am financially now versus where I was then, that'd be like a 10 grand hit for me right now. It was so bad. But
Yeah. If you
yeah,
wonder how legends are made, it's chapters in the book just like that, which is I can't believe we're still friends, but here we are.
then the fucking your STI and that 2 liter like the
Yeah,
drama that was with that and like 10 chiefs and no Indians and
that was
like
really rough.
yeah the
Yeah.
disaster that was the result of all of that and oh my
Yeah.
god yeah no bro I'm real happy. If you're happy, that means I'm really happy, which is good. Now we need
Yes.
to get that thing to tail the dragon and tear ass with it.
Absolutely, yes. So I do want to say I took a coworker around. He's in the market for a fun car, and he doesn't know anything about what he wants to buy. Anything from a BRZ to an AMG GT. He's got stars in his eyes right now. So he and I went ripping in my BRZ, and he's like, "I'm sold. BRZ's top of my list." And thank God too, because it's a lot cheaper than everything else he wanted to
Oh
buy.
yeah, and like honestly, like a lot of these insane cars are not right for people. That's one thing I will say for a BRZ, especially if you're trying to like dip your toe into performance cars. If you're really new at this,
Yep.
it's not a wrong answer in any way. It looks great.
No.
It's fun to drive. It'll teach you how to drive better. You can kind of figure out what you like to do. And maybe it takes you down the path of a different car. Maybe you end up in a Porsche, maybe you end up drag racing, but it's a great starter car to whatever you want to do. I love the
Mhm.
BRZ.
It puts a lot of other cars in context. So,
Yep. Yeah,
yep.
that's a good way of putting it. It adds perspective. When you
Mhm.
have no perspective and then you start with even a Mustang GT, you know what I mean? Like you really don't
Yeah.
have perspective. If you think that car handles well or whatever, that's your first taste into it. I'm not saying that's even a bad first option, but I think a BRZ is better for most people.
Yeah. So, other quick news on my side of the world. I'm going to a gonk meet tonight. This was the
Who's
first.
who's putting the gonk meat on?
I think it was scheduled by Crash.
Okay.
I will have to
So
go look.
no, I need to tell everybody what the gonk meat is because people are like, this sounds like some secret cabal thing and it actually
Oh,
kind of is.
yeah.
But long story short, Gonk is short for Algonquin, which is the Algonquin Subaru Club. This is where all this came from, okay? And the this was Algonquin, Illinois. We had a Subaru club. It was actually me and 2 other guys started this, and it grew into a really tight knit friend group. And I'm not gonna lie, we were kind of like the Illuminati of the Chicago Subaru performance scene. We had our fingers in all sorts of crap. If we weren't actively helping run something, we probably had some form of influence on it. And it's really cool to see that everybody's still getting together. I moved away and I thought it wouldn't happen as much anymore or hardly at all. And don't get me wrong, everybody's gotten a little older in life and, I get it. But it's awesome to hear that you guys are heading out to a gonk meet and hanging out. Are you guys still
Yep.
having it at Sonic?
Sure.
It's the
Absolutely.
right place to do it, man. And those smash burgers are good. Um,
Oh, I'll have one of those.
Yes, get
Perfect.
the smash burger. It's great. But that's super cool to hear. But did I ever tell you how like the whole gonk thing happened and we started calling it the gonk?
You did, but it's a long time ago, and I don't know if we recorded it on the
We had
podcast. So,
stickers that said Algonquin. It was actually said
oh
Algonquin,
yeah,
period. Okay. And like
yeah.
we had these stickers and then we're up north, so we've got an ice scraper, and one of the guys scraped everything, like all of it came off except gonk. And like
Yeah.
that is the reason that stuck.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. That was before my time, but man, was I proud of getting that gonk sticker.
Yes.
Gosh,
Gonk
losing my
stickers.
words.
Those are and they're I think I still have a couple that are like still on the backing, like new stickers. I think
Yeah.
I found one the other day and I was like, oh man, this is gold.
Yep.
I miss gonk stuff. Like it was especially when we were in full swing. This was kind of like the start of Facebook, really the end of Nasiak's
Mm.
start of Facebook was when Gonk was probably at full power. Um, and we had some really good times. It was a ton of fun. So it was, I
Yeah.
really, I feel bad for anybody who maybe doesn't get that experience with, you know, these cars, because there's something different about it, or whatever car it is. It doesn't even have to be a Subaru, but like
Yeah.
having a gang, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it felt special at the time.
Yeah.
So I wish everybody could get that feeling.
It was special. It still is kind of special, you know? Like you look back at, you know, even the stuff that we did and where all of us kind of ended up. Like it was
Mhm.
it was a special group of people that went off to do pretty special things. I think it's
Mhm. Yeah.
insane. So much knowledge in one
I
spot. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I was told when I was much younger that it's hard to meet people in your 30s, but like I've got all these people that I could just hit up and
Hmm.
just show up and, you know, I probably don't talk to them that often, but like they're still friends.
But
And
that's
that's
how
great.
dudes are.
Big,
That's how the
yeah,
majority dudes are the best, man, because you just go like, hey man, I haven't talked to you in like 6 months. Like,
yeah,
you want to come over and hang? Sure. And it's like you guys
yeah,
were talking yesterday. You know what I mean?
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, car clubs are really good for that. It's a
Yep.
nice way to just, you know, socialize in the real world.
I agree.
So on my list, all right, Gonk Meat, Coilovers on the BRZ. Oh, going back to Boogeyman. So what exactly was Dylan's reel? Tell me about it. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you got to watch it, dude. But long story short,
Okay.
we just constantly are getting hounded about how much horsepower we make, and it's so good, dude. You
Oh,
got to
okay.
watch it. Like if you haven't watched it, just
Okay.
watch it. It's too funny.
Yeah.
Like that needs to be a
All right.
reoccurring character of Dylan.
Backwards hat Dylan. Unfortunately, that's already taken on YouTube by another Dylan. But
Yeah, this is you know, I really could care less, Dylan, and it's really good.
yeah, yeah. All right, let's get on to the news, shall we?
The news.
All right, top of my list is the 7-Eleven Arizona Tea sponsored WRX.
That went huge for a couple of days, didn't it? Man,
Yes, it did.
you couldn't avoid that. Long story short, looks like Arizona Tea sponsored I don't know what her name is. I don't know if we got her name, but sponsored this girl with
Rochelle
a
Wolf.
well, there you go. Do you know what her Instagram is? We'll give her a shout out.
I don't, but if you search Rochelle Wolf, you'll find it.
Okay. Either way, she's got an 05 STI that they did this really sick Arizona Tea livery on, and it looks really cool. And then she did like a photo shoot in front of a 7-Eleven, and like it's sick. Like and man, did it go off. Arizona was all about it. They shared it, and then it just shot all over the place. So for like 3 days, you could not avoid it.
Yeah, that's well done. So I'm not a huge fan of show cars, but when it's done right, it's just sick. And
I'm
like
interested to see. So you've got somebody like Arizona doing stuff like that. I'd be interested to know the financials behind that. Did they just pay for the livery and maybe something else? Like, how did they have they thought about maybe doing a time attack car? I'm gonna throw that out there. You
I
know,
would think it's got to be more than just a livery, right?
it'd have to
So,
be. You know,
yeah.
there's somebody just
pictures
posted
in
it
the
in the chat, and
it looks so good.
it looks so good. I want to see, dude. I would love to do the like. This is the sort of sponsor, I'm not gonna lie, that I'd kind of like to find for Boogie, which is outside of the automotive sphere,
Mhm.
automotive performance sphere in any way, and and work with something like that. I think it would do wonders for not only their brand but ours. So I don't know. It's something I'd like to see.
Yep. 7-Eleven itself is hitting pretty hard on
Yeah, it
the
is,
social
especially
media.
in the
Like,
car side of stuff with the whole Larry Chen thing and. Like,
uh-huh.
yeah, I 7-Eleven ain't playing around. I kind of dig it. The whole cars of 7-Eleven thing is cool.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm a big fan of that marketing campaign, and you know why? Because I remember who it's for. Like, it's the Arizona WRX, not just some sponsored car or something something.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's successful, when you remember
Yeah.
the context on the ad.
There's not 10, there's 5.
4.
4.
5.
Okay. There
What?
Ray's here with me. Ray in the chat is
Oh.
going, there isn't 10 empty Arizona cans on my desk. There's 4. So
So I live in a large
5.
condo complex. And one of the front desk security guards really likes Arizona, so I went to 7-Elevens to find the can because it's a 7-Eleven exclusive
Yes,
flavor. And I had to go to multiple stores to find it, but I brought him one. He liked it. I liked it. So
everybody
yeah,
wins.
A plus marketing.
Josh Aldrich in the chat posted up a livery he did on I think Gran Turismo or something, messing around with Boogie. Boogie's
Okay.
livery, but like I think he was trying to implement they have a tea flavor that's got like a white and cherry blossom looking thing on the can. That would look
Cherry blossoms.
so good on Boogie if we were to do something like that. If we were to kind of take this concept that he put together and like really, dude, that'd be so sick. And then
Yep.
it's not just going to be a photo shoot. It can be a photo shoot and it's going to be on the live stream and maybe we win a championship with it and maybe we get the race suit with it and like hell we'll wrap the damn trailer. Like what do we got to do? You know what I mean? I think it'd be sick. If we're going to go all in, let's go all in.
Yep. Wrap the RV. That's the way.
That's the way. Dewey.
Yep. All right. Next on my list, Subaru's got a new EV coming called the Uncharted.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about electric vehicles.
Yeah. That's about how I feel about it too. But it's been a week, and all they did was announce the name. So we got nothing to go on other than we did know this was coming
Yeah.
because talking to Subaru at Media Day at the Chicago Auto Show, they did say multiple electric vehicles are coming. So here's the latest. I suspect it's going to be Crosstrek sized.
Yeah. I could see that. I think also due to its name and how I think it's going to be more Subaru and not just a rebadged kind of Toyota thing. That's
Okay.
I'm getting the vibe out of that. Ooh, there's also one more we haven't talked about, so I'm going to throw that in next.
Okay. It's got quite the name, so it better live up to it. But yeah, I hope it's got all the off-road pedigree that I expect from Subaru.
I do. It's just when you start talking about off-road, I mean, it's the same situation if you don't have gas either. You know, what are you going to do? You're stuck. But you get that like they have a term for this of you being worried about being stranded with an electric vehicle.
Range anxiety.
Yes, range anxiety I think would be brutal with an electric off-road vehicle if you were out like wandering around Moab or something.
I don't know if I agree with that because you'd probably be camping at a campsite with RV hookups and you just plug into a 30 or a 50 amp power source and then you're good.
That's what I want to believe. Okay. I'm just in my brain. I've just have this. I'm out in the middle of nowhere, and if I run out of battery, I'm screwed.
Yeah, but you're not going to put
Like, what if they're
200 miles
dooning or
off the
something?
road.
You're right, but you are going to be sitting there with the AC on a lot.
So AC burns like 1 kilowatt per hour or something versus a 80 kilowatt battery. So you'd have to be out there ripping for days.
Which you're probably right, but I already have range anxiety due to it.
Well, I rented an EV. It was not a Subaru, and I took it up to the Grand Canyon, about a 3-hour drive. Honestly, it was really easy. The worst part about it was a lot of the plugs in Phoenix were broken for Electrify America anyway. So yeah, out in the middle of nowhere, Grand Canyon, yeah, there's chargers everywhere, and they're fast.
That's cool.
Yep.
So
Yep. All right, what's next on your list?
did you see Subaru is teasing a WRX hatch?
I saw like a concept posted by them. Anything more material than that?
Not really, but what I'm hearing, rumor, this is rumor mill stuff, is this may be coming quicker than we think. I would expect some form of announcement in the next couple of months.
Okay.
I gotta be real, the VB's already really large. Making that a wagon or a hatch, that's a big vehicle. But I gotta be real, it'd be kind of cool.
Well, I am okay with a hatch because I really liked how practical my WRX was, and I had a VA, so it was a sedan.
Yep.
So I can live with the hatch. I don't think we're going to have arguments like we did back in 08 or 2010 or whenever when they had the hatch versus sedan arguments. But
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna.
it's
Yeah, I don't think it's ever gonna divulge into that. And I think one of the problems they had is in '07 to '08, they went from a sedan and then only gave you the option for a hatch until 2011. So you
Right.
had a lot of people that turned their nose up at it really hard.
Sure.
Because there's quite a few people out there who are anti-hatch, and
Yeah.
but
At this point,
I'd still like
I'm
that.
giving that up. I'm giving that up because I really want an STI to be back on the market. However, it is going to be really heavy, and if they put anything hybrid in it, it's going to be super heavy, probably 4,000 pounds.
Yeah. Yep. There's no getting around it. I still would love to see the next generation STI. There's no getting around it. It's going to be hybrid. We all know it's going to be. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 4,000 pounds. It's going to be heavier than hell.
Have you watched that video that I sent about like the spies with the rally car and the hybrid electric? It's this like machinima, so animated video. Did you ever watch it?
No.
Okay, I need to send it to you. I want Subaru to sell me that. It's basically a rally car for the street. It can go on full hybrid mode when you want to be quiet, and you can rip with a ICE motor, turbocharged motor when you want even more power. Like that was such a cool video. It came out of Canada. It was like a short film.
I have to watch it.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah.
okay. Yeah, I'm here for it. Yeah, as long as it's not like 5,000 pounds, right? Because the M5 hybrid thing with 800 horsepower, that's too much, man. That's not. I I I don't want to drive a tank.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. So
Yep. All right. Next on the list, a little bit of drama. Second gen BRZs rubbing fuel lines.
oh my God, this
What do you
is
think
so
of this, Dewey?
dumb. This is God, shut up, people.
I got two opinions about this, but I'll let you go first.
I mean, I can understand. All right. Like it if you see that the fuel line is rubbing on something because Subaru made it slightly too long, like there's all sorts of different things you can do. You can, cut a hose in half and stick it over the top of it so it's got plenty of room to wear. You can adjust the where the hose is mounted in another area to pull it down a little more. Like there's a bunch of different things you can do. This is such a stupid, like it is a $35,000 car, which if you adjust for inflation is like freaking 18,000 in 2000. Like calm down.
Yeah. All right. So my two opinions. Number one, people really love this car. There
Yeah.
is so much energy around this car that yeah, they're freaking out about it, but any energy, any publicity about this car, I think in some way is a positive. Secondly, it's a variation of what you just said, which is people need to chill and just drive their damn car. But I think corporate communication has not quite caught up to the speed of social media. I
No.
wish there was some way that a corporation could not get sued and they could just come out and say, y'all need to chill. Like, we thought about this. This is not a problem. Right now, corporations have to really watch what they say because of shareholders suing for lost value and things like that. So I think the balance needs to swing back towards just talk to your customers and just tell it like it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I wish,
yeah.
but good effing luck with that. And I agree
Yeah.
with you. Like Subaru specifically, like really needs to get better about, maybe talking to their community. There needs to be
Mhm.
some sort of pathway of the of Subaru of America or Subaru corporate in some way talking to the enthusiast. And it
Yeah.
doesn't exist right now. And a lot of us feel very blown off.
Yeah. I like the Subi Fests, but it ain't that, man. That's
They,
kind of
I
asking too
gotta
much.
be real. I think they think that's what that is, but it's not.
No.
And
And
the people high up in corporate think that's what that is, and it's not. And
yeah,
it's not what
when I
it
went
is.
to the when I went to Media Day, that's the private media day for the Chicago Auto Show. Been
Yeah.
going every year for a long time. They don't really want to talk to people like me because I bother them with questions that are hard. They just want like people to hype up the corporate line, which is new Forester hybrid, new Crosstrek hybrid, posted on the internet. There needs to be more than that, man.
Yeah, we need somebody who actually knows what the F they're talking about. and we've got hard questions because we're a bunch of freaking enthusiasts.
Yeah.
So send us some
bunch of
damn
nerds.
engineers who are down to party. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Bring a translator and bring somebody from STI.
Yes.
Yeah,
Totally.
and like let us just berate this person with a pile of questions. All right, and you know that guy's day is gonna suck, but we're all gonna love him to pieces in the end, and he's gonna be our hero.
Yep. We'll go out for dinner together and have a great time.
Dude,
Like,
we'll take him all
part of
around
the community.
Chicago, and we'll have an awesome time. We'll show him he'll love life by the time it's done.
Yep. You know what I want? This is just pie in the sky. I want to do all those things we just said with Scott Speed. Scott Speed takes it back to the mothership, and then that happens.
You know, I wish I could talk about the whole Scott Speed thing more, because there's a lot in secrecy, but
Sure.
I don't know how much of that's actually going to get back, even with Scott Speed. You know what I mean? Scott is well, you got to understand his position within this. Like,
Yeah.
I think he's going to know who to talk to, but I don't even know if, like, are they going to listen? You know, I don't know. It's rough, you know, and we're talking all cryptic here. So the people in the,
He's collecting a salary at the end of the day. Like, I think of Scott Speed as like one of the coolest drivers on the planet, but he's just a dude getting paid at the end of the day. And that's the part that I forget as an enthusiast. So
that's the reality of it. And he's got a boss just like everybody else. You know what I mean? And he's
Yeah.
going to want to continue to get paid. So if he goes to his boss and goes, look, man, these people are out here saying, and boss is going to go, oh, yeah?
Yeah,
You think I want
I
to
don't
hear
care
this
about
shit
that,
right
right?
now? I don't
Because
have
he's got
time
a-
for this.
Yeah, because he's got a boss too. So it
Yeah.
it's bosses all the way up.
Yeah, turtles all the way down.
All right. Next. Speaking of Scott Speed, Vermont Sports Car went to Goodwood.
Yeah.
Another good showing.
Yeah, it ain't the showing that Scott Speed wanted.
Oh, well, that's because he came from Formula One. High standards, man.
Hey, Scott wants to win. He's there to win. And yeah, he was the fastest internal combustion car. You know, they went there and they were the fastest ICE car there again, but they're losing to Ford with these all electric vehicles and, you know, big Ford corporate money. Ford is loving this. Okay. And
Oh, yeah.
who
big.
wins out of this situation, Ford or Subaru more? Because in my opinion, maybe last year, like it feeling like it was maybe like one of the last gasps from Ford and like it was a new car and we were all excited about Project Midnight and all that noise. You know what I mean? This year, it's, you know, they could kind of lean on, oh, it's a new build. Next year, we're going to be back and faster. And I think they did go a hair faster, but they didn't make up anywhere near the amount of time they needed to.
Yeah, these were ballistic times set by both of the cars.
Sure.
So it ain't slow. It's just that Ford is on another level. even
Yeah,
by
but they
hypercar
also have another level of funding, you know.
Totally.
And one thing I got to give to, you know, VSC, even though the car is heavily removed from a 22 WRX, it is still, you know, some form of production vehicle based thing. You know what I mean?
And performance per dollar. It looks like Subaru Mantra, which is, you know, 80% for 20% of the budget.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
yeah. Oh gosh. I mean, I agree with you. Commentary on the budget though. Nobody remembers the Yankees budget. They only remember the World Series rings, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah. No, that's the truth. That's the absolute truth, and that sucks, you know. But they
Yeah.
did make a movie out of Moneyball. So
That's true.
that's true.
We love Moneyball.
I love that Moneyball.
If you're not moving forward, man, you're moving backward. So
Yes.
I hope they put together like a hybrid, like a hybrid Air Slayer or a hybrid Project Midnight, something that's
I don't think that's the answer.
acceptable. You don't think so?
Mm-mm. I don't think it's the answer for them to put that car up the hill the speed they need to. I
Wow,
think they
what's it gonna
can
take
win.
then?
I absolutely think they can win, but it's going to
Okay.
take. They need to stop setting that car up like it's a rallycross car and start looking at this like it's a time attack car. Okay,
Yes.
they need to put some actual aero on that car so Scott gains a ton more cornering speed, and you know
Okay.
they can add a little more horsepower. It's gonna take a little bit more risk, but they can add a little bit more horsepower without it being too crazy. And if they want to win, I think they can win. They need to start. Honestly, they need to look at some time attack approach to that and not rallycross approach. And I said this before with that car, that I think they would have problems in certain time attack situations. Hill climb is just a variation of time attack, especially if you look at a lot of hill climb cars, they look like time attack cars. Hill climb, they need to approach it in that fashion. That's my 2 cents. And this is nothing against any of the engineers or anything that they built over there. I think you guys are amazing. And like, you guys are all heroes to me. Okay. And I know this does get listened to by some folks over there. But that's my 2 cents. I keep stressing this. I want them to come to a Grid Life event. I think on certain tracks, not like Road America, but other tracks, let's say Pit Race, which wouldn't even be that far from them, be a really chill event. And we'd love to have you guys out. I bet you that car is nuts there. It'd be crazy, but you start getting to some of these more high speed circuits or really aero dependent circuits, I think they'd have some issues.
Yeah. It's not a slow car, so I don't think it would take that much, but difference in philosophy, I could buy it. Yeah.
Yep.
I want to see Scott Speed at a Grid Life event, man. That would be so cool.
I know I want that $1, but I got a feeling I'm going to lose that $1. Last year on this podcast, I made a $1 bet that we would see Project Midnight at a Grid Life event before the end of this year, I think is what it was, and it ain't looking good.
I think there's one more year. We did a 3-year timeline. So
did
last year, this year, and then next year.
We got a good shot at next year. I can't say a whole lot, but I've got a pretty good inkling that we're at least going to see Scott Speed at a Grid Life event. But
that's not $1 bet.
That is not, Scott Speed was not the bet. Project Midnight was the bet.
In anger, not just a parade lap.
Yes, it's got to be there to try to turn a lap.
Yep. Last piece of news from Goodwood: Travis Pastrana and his runaway car.
This sucked. So it sounds like he had a pretty good showing in the rally, the stage rally side of that. He actually had a Vermont sports car hanging with the WRC cars. It was good.
That's nice. Yeah.
So long story short, I guess the car needs to be on. It needs like for cool down, like they run it, okay, and you don't want to have the emergency brake on, because if you put a ton of heat into the brakes, you can, basically weld the pads to it, and so it was the car was running in chalk, but I guess they were on a hill and like somebody bumped it in the rear. Now I do not know the exact story of this, but the car started rolling down the hill and looks like it rear-ended a Porsche, and it was not a great situation. He was desperately hanging on the wing trying to get it to stop. A bunch of people were, and it was just that sucks. Yep. You could tell he wasn't happy about it. Nobody was happy about it. Like, it was just a bad situation all the way across. But it's just proof that, like, dude, we're all human. You know what I mean? And I don't think Travis caused this by any means. I think somebody, from the sounds of it, somebody else like moved something or bumped something, and that's why it started rolling.
Yeah, that sucks. That reminds me of Road America, actually. I saved a runaway car years ago.
Yeah?
Do you remember that? Yeah, it was the
vaguely
Civic parked next to you.
Yeah, I do remember this.
It was a black Civic rolling backwards down the hill, and I booked it to go catch that thing.
Yeah. Warranty saved the day.
I did it. Yep. God, that was so cool. I remember just like you just belted out a yeah afterwards.
Yeah, it could have been bad. Yeah, I do remember that. Weren't we parked at the upper paddock at that time?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes, we
so it was heading towards the hill. Like, this was going to be bad.
Yes.
Yeah, and you saved this dude's like everything.
Yep, great times.
Yep, good times. Wish we would have caught that on video. That would have been epic.
That's all right. It lives on in memories.
Yep.
So, all right, next item on the list. I think this is the last piece of news. Car and Driver built a BRZ Wilderness. Okay, let me tell you about
what is this? What do we, like, I didn't hear anything about this. So what'd they do? Make an off-roady BRZ?
Yeah, so Subaru of America had some demo cars that were pre-VIN, like pre-production that they
Yeah,
just used for like the Gymkhana videos and press cars, I guess, or something like that.
sure.
So they cannot be registered because they don't have VINs. They have to be crushed at the end of their lives. So
Yeah,
they gave one to Travis Pastrana to beat the shit out of it and like teach people to drift and jump it at the Pastrana Ranch and things like that.
yeah.
They had another one, and they gave the other one, I guess, to Car and Driver. So they did whatever they wanted with it, which was like take off the front and rear bumpers, weld on like the metal skid plates like you see in a car, lift it up on rally suspension, I forget which brand, and then just rip the shit out of it. And apparently it's a real blast. Like maybe more people should do this. So
So
they
take your
had
BRZ, go get some flat out coilovers is probably what it was on.
right.
Because they make a suspension that you can raise the BRZ and actually put like a rally suspension on and go beat the snot out of your BRZ, huh?
Yes.
That's what
They
you're
had one
proposing.
picture which was so cool. A rooftop tent completely deployed with the ladder, and they would jump the car with the tent.
Okay, that's kind of great.
Go find that. It's pretty sick.
that's
So
that's pretty awesome.
yep.
Okay, so
So
off-road
that's all
BRZ,
I
that's
got.
the play. All right.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I guess we're kind of opening the floor to questions. I gotta be real. I don't think we got crap in my Ask Dewey thing. Let's see if anybody posted anything recently. It kind of got buried
Yep.
in my feed after Dylan posted the stuff. So, yep, I got nothing in here, and we'll check in the Subaru Insider Lounge. I didn't post this a whole lot of places and didn't really give people enough warning, so this is kind
That's
of on
okay.
me.
That's okay.
But I think we have some questions in the chat, so we can take a
Okay. Take a
burner through
look.
there and see what's going on. And if anybody does have any questions, floor is open currently. I feel like Wicked FA20 asks something. I want to find it.
Are skirts happening on Boogeyman?
Great question. Uh, at some point. uh, it's been one of those things that like if we wouldn't have been we decided the safe thing to spend our time on for this next event was getting the motor swapped out. We get that engine swapped out, then Dylan might do a really basic skirt. But I got a feeling we're probably not going to have skirts for this next event. And we're cooking stuff, but it isn't ready yet. And stuff's
Okay.
cooking though. We've got a pretty decent design. Zebulon has some nice ankle cutters on sale. So Josh's Aero Talk would be nice. Come up with a chassis mount for the rear airfoil. Yeah, I kind of want to bring maybe Ito on and have a whole
Yeah.
conversation about just basic aero stuff, especially for our really non-aerodynamic cars, things that we should really put effort into. Ito's great for that. I think that would be a really good one. Zebulon makes some good stuff. You're saying they have ankle cutters on sale. Throw that link in the chat. I want to take a peek and see what they got going on. But we're looking at designing some stuff in house. We scan the car, and there is a lot going on and putting effort into pulling an engineer's effort off of stuff that some larger projects and things we have going on. At some point, you guys are going to want turbo FA24 for BRZs, built engines for those. We're trying to get those done. There they are. We're trying to get those up and running, but there's a lot to it. Actually, that's a really good deal on those side skirts. That's a really good deal on those side skirts.
They look
I'm
good too.
Yeah, those are
Picture in the carbon
sick.
fiber.
Yeah, carbon fibres. Yeah, that's pretty effing sick. I'm not gonna lie. The problem is I have nothing decent to mount those to, so essentially what I'd need is at least some sort of side skirt to then mount that to. Um, so that I'm not saying that couldn't happen in the near future, but we don't technically have anything for that right now. That is a really damn good deal, though. I wonder what sizing we would need. Oh man, you got me all fucked up now. Why you got to show me that? So am I answering questions for anything? Anything is wide open, buddy. Oh, Stephanie's on. Hi, Stephanie. I haven't had her on here in a while either. Yeah, topic's wide open. So we're down to take anything. Wicked's asking. So I have have Fortunato 510 coilovers on my VAWRX, and I have a question about it. How best to set up ride height? I want the spring to be compressed about 1/3 of the way sitting static. Can I do that with preload alone, or do I need a helper spring? There's the bro way of setting up coilovers, and then there's the correct way of setting up coilovers. I can give you the bro way real quick. Long story short, if you're you don't have a lot of room in the back of your VA. You have a really short shock. So honestly, a helper spring isn't going to do a lot for you. Okay. But you set preload. There's not much to setting preload on those cars. It's literally like, I think it's a 1/8 inch of preload, and that's really all you want for the spring. And then ride height is set at the bottom. So that's kind of the bro way of setting it up. You don't mess with preload. You're messing with ride height as the bottom foot and going up and down with that. Now there's a significantly more correct way to do that. But that takes a while to explain. And basically you are messing with, spring height and making that work the way it needs to, but it takes a little while to get right. You need to pull the coil over the spring on and off and figure out what the measurements for all that is, and get that set up. That's the stuff we had to go through with Boogie, and that's one of the reasons the car handles so much better these days, is because Dylan went through and set it up correctly versus the bro way. Maybe one of these days we'll have a proper suspension expert on to have a whole conversation about that. But yeah, have Dylan measurement. That's one way to do it. Yeah. So, are
Here's
new
another one.
wheels, Serapin Wolf is asking, are new wheels on the docket for this year or possibly next year? This year, probably not. I gotta be real. Next year, yes. And I am kind of like in the process of talking to a few different people. I gotta be real. We need a proper wheel sponsor. We need a proper wheel sponsor. It's something we've been trying to get for a while and kind of had it. That's where those 5-spoke wheels came from. But they were their own. That all kind of fell apart, unfortunately, when Hoonigan went under. So yeah, there's a lot going on. We'll see. Josh, I need wheels too, 18x12. Preload is preset from FA, apparently. That is not true, Josh. Preload is not set by Fortunato. That is absolutely not true. That is not true. Your coilovers they come and they tell you how to set preload, and it kind of in the bro way I just explained. But they're not set by Fortunato. Wicked FA20, yeah, but I feel like it sits on top of the spring the whole time, in your opinion. I mean, it is going to sit it. The spring is what is actually like holding the weight of your vehicle. So yeah, it's going to sit on the spring. That's kind of the job of the spring, is to hold the weight of the vehicle. So, and the job of the shock is to control that movement. Steph, FSTI, what's a good way to get rid of driveline slop? I have group end mounts, carbon shaft, outrigger bushings, rear subframe lockdown kit, still have slop and lower gears, but I got a solid engine or trans mounts. Steph, let's talk about this a little bit. First off, the fact that you're saying outrigger bushings and stuff like that leads me to believe you're like a mid 2000s Forester with struts in the rear. A lot of people attribute their cars kind of like bucking at low speeds and stuff as drivetrain slop causing that. And that's not true. A lot of it is, some of it can be tune. Some of it can just be driving habits. Now, with that stated, there could be a little bit of slop in there, and a set of group end mounts isn't going to do a whole lot. Maybe look at some of our street bushings that we sell. And if you don't have a good aftermarket pitch stop, an aftermarket pitch stop, that helps a lot too. A trans mount also helps. But the group end mounts are basically OEM mounts that are slightly stiffer. It's just a slightly higher durometer. They're not much better. So don't get too locked into that. You can get rid of some drivetrain slop, but the car still could buck. There's a lot of different things that can cause that. Tire, drivetrain stuff, your drive shaft, and even like the mesh of the gears. If you've got an older trans, some of that can come into play too. There's a lot to that. So yeah. Then Josh is telling me I need to call Mac, and yeah, I'm very aware, but I also don't have that Mac and money. So the turn-in concepts, like Josh is saying, the turn-in concepts holy shift kit, really, really good for those cars. But that's more going to help the slop with your shifter, not so much like your drive line, like kind of lashing. You know what I mean? But some of the stuff, like I said, they're hearing this, and I think what they think is the problem isn't actually the problem. Some of it is maybe you just got to let out of the clutch a little easier. So forklift at IAG. When are we adding the IAG drift car to the grid life entry list? Yo, I don't know, man. We I think we need to make. I would love to see a grid life drift car personally. I'd like to see it be Dylan's Outback wagon. I think we throw the Ford 888 rear end in it, and we stick some gnarly block and let the dog eat. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Kane D, hey mate, I've got a vehicle wheel speed sensor code on my STI. Is that if it's a wheel speed sensor, that literally is specifically a wheel speed sensor. So that's an ABS sensor. Now if it's a vehicle speed sensor, so a VSS code, that would be on the trans. Okay. You would only have that if that's an older STI. Anything 08 and newer, they just pull it from the vehicle or the wheel speed sensors from ABS. They don't even have a port on them. But the older ones have a sensor that literally goes into the trans. So it could be that. And they do go bad. So Josh is saying left front wheel. I'm assuming you were the guy who posted a picture up earlier of the code being thrown. If that's a wheel speed sensor, that's your left front wheels wheel speed sensor. They do go bad. And it'll throw ABS codes, and if you got DCCD, that'll freak out. No, a lot of stuff will freak out. So yeah, you can't stress that enough. You're going to need to go, and I can't stress this enough to get an OEM one. Do not get some like cheapy knockoff Amazon one. You got to get OEM. So, or it's not going to work. Steph, nah, like with the clutch fully engaged, it bucks around pretty crazy at crawling speeds if I don't feather the throttle. I mean, I got to be real, man, and have to feel it. There's a lot of different things that can cause that. Hell, even old axles can cause some of that. So, but what Brad's saying, I'm kind of on board with. To me, that sounds kind of tuning. I'm going to assume you have a drive-by-wire throttle. I can say like big throttle bodies and stuff, with a drive-by cable throttle can definitely cause some weird bucking. So yeah, that's definitely an option. Would a V8 WRX benefit with the closer 3-4-5 gear of the VB split case? Yeah, but the amount of effort you're putting into doing that, get a damn real 6-speed, man. Like, get an STI 6-speed. Get an STI 6-speed. Like, why would you put all that effort into that trash-ass transmission? Do not do that. I cannot stand by and be okay with that. It's stock. I don't care if it's stock. Then what are we doing? Put an STI 6-speed in it. I mean, if you want to go like find all this stuff, do it, but STI 6-speed.
Great.
I was
Great
gonna say, even if
cosmic
it's
mo-
stock, you'd benefit from the 6-speed over anything else.
Hey,
Yeah.
if he's bone stock and he's going to be bone stock forever, we're never going to put any other effort into it, and he wants to stick with that 5+1 speed, yeah, that gearing is, from my understanding, a little bit shorter, and the car would help. It would help it accelerate, but it'd probably hurt your gas mileage a little bit, unless you're one of those people that hauls ass to get the 6th gear. So
It's miles per gallon.
yes, now it would be more fun, but how much more fun? Not thousands of dollars worth of pulling a trans, finding that crap, rebuilding it all, putting it all back together, and smashing it back in there amount of fun. You're 3/4 of the way to an STI 6-speed, and 3 diffs are way more fun than half a one.
Oh yeah.
So
Greg at Cosmic Motorsports. A VB hatch would be more of a wagon almost, or maybe like an Avant.
yeah, I think it would be. That's kind of the vibe I'm going to get out of it. Is I think it's going to have that kind of Audi wagon Avanti kind of feel. I don't think it'd be quite as stretched out as a Lavore, but it's going to get that kind of vibe. I think they're going to call it a hatch. I think an Avant's a very good way of putting it. It's going to feel like an Audi, like S2 Avant kind of feel, S3 Avant. I think it's still going to be a big car. Like the VB's already really big. That's going to be a very big car. But I don't know. If you're the type of person who can use the practicality of that, or you're just really a big wagon guy, it might be pretty sweet. Wagons I can kind of give a pass if they're a little larger than they're supposed to be. You know what I mean? I'm like okay with it because we're already doing shenanigans because it's a wagon. So
Yeah.
whatever. Wicked. Okay, stock for stock, both trans are the same price. Bought used STI trans is way more. I do need an STI trans. I already spent money doing the LSD. Why? So I can't. Brother, get an STI trans. I know it's more. It's worth it. Like, I know it's more, but it's worth it. But stock versus stock and everything is stock. The shorter gearing is going to be a little more fun. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of, what do you think? Here's some concept photos of that wagon, dude.
I like it. I think it looks sharp. I think I like it even more than the GR when that was a hatch all back in 08 to 10.
Oh, it took me a long time to come to terms with the GR. And then right when I started coming to terms with, I really like these, the haunches on the side and kind of the shape of that car. They came out with a sedan and I really didn't like the sedan. I still to this day think it's one of my least favorite looking Subarus. And I've my soft spot for the hatch went from I'm kind of mad about it to okay, I kind of like it. And the older it gets, the more I like it. I don't know. I really dig the GR.
I like the little hatch wing. Question mark on whether I like the hatchback section. Overall, it looks very much like an SUV. So
that's my problem. Is it's gonna be a sleek SUV versus a wagon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the car's so big. It's so big. Now park that thing next to a Crosstrek, you're gonna be like, holy shit. It is huge.
Yeah.
So
yep, I agree with that. Well, that's all the questions I see in the chat.
Yep.
I think we got it.
We got Wicked. Thanks, Dewey at IAG. You know how SOA engineers feel at SubiFest. Appreciate the answers anytime, man. Serapin Wolf is doing some gnarly stuff with his wagon. He's got a whole wide body kit on a pallet right there. So
my G3 STI, is the car okay to go to Redline? Yes, absolutely. As long as if it's tuned, make sure it's a good tune. If it's untuned, make sure it's just all stock. Yeah, you
send it to Redline for the occasional pull. Absolutely. You didn't buy a Camry.
Yep.
Go have fun with a car. Yep. Make sure there's good oil in it. Make sure it's warmed up. But yeah.
Use all of it.
Yeah, you paid for it. So yeah, Redline is not your car explodes. Redline is that's where going past that, it's outside of its operating range. Okay, that they
Yep.
recommend for this, but anything inside of that is its operating range. It's tuned to
Yep.
275 wheel horsepower. Then I don't know why you aren't doing yanks, bud.
Dude, yeah. That's
Yeah.
daily hundreds, or that's 100 miles an hour. So that's daily 160s.
Yep, the old daily 160.
Yep.
You crazy Aussies. Yeah, I got to be real. I have a use it. Let her
Yep.
rip, tater chip. That's not
Yep.
like you're saying occasional pulls. I'm not telling you to run out to the highway and spend all night living at Redline, but
Mm.
yeah, go use the damn thing.
Yeah.
So
It's a good way to not get bored of your car.
yeah, that's how people get bored. That's why boring cars get built. We cause it.
Yep.
Let's not cause that.
It's like flexibility, everybody says you got to stretch as you get older. You got to stretch the car.
You do. And
You know,
there's actually
otherwise you lose it.
something to the Italian tune-up. Okay. There really is. If you just putt around with a car all the time, you need to burn the carbon out of it. You need to open the injectors up fully. You got to get it hot. If you've got a catalytic converter, you're gonna need to get it hot every once in a while, burn the shit out of it. Like it
Mhm.
needs to get used. The car needs to be used. So, give her a rip, especially you guys FA20. If you have a direct injection car and you don't have port injection, there is definitely something for you guys giving her a terror, probably more often than not, just to get the car hot and try to keep as much carbon off the back of your valves as you can. Putting around is going to build that shit up. Go rip that thing. So
Yep. Totally agree. No notes.
yeah. Ooh, man, look at that. We got that wagon life in here. So yeah, dude. I'm stoked that you're here. I'm stoked Jordan's here, even though he's probably like high on painkillers at this point.
Yeah, I'm kind of. My wife goes, "They don't work anymore." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm kind of used to them for the most part. They still knock me the fuck out, though. They work by just making me sleep all the time.
Yeah.
Dude, my sleep schedule has been so out of whack.
I'm sorry.
Sorry,
Yeah.
bud. That just sucks, dude. I don't wish that shit on anybody.
I mean, there's not too much to gripe about. It is what it is. Can't do much until a doctor say something.
Yep. So just keep on keeping on.
Yeah, it's all I've been doing. So
Wicked FA20. Can you overcool an FA20? I read coolant needs to be over 210. Who's telling
nice
you
build
coolant
up.
needs to be over? No, I don't agree with that at all. 180
run
degrees is where you want your coolant. Okay.
180.
You
Yeah.
can get to 200 on a hot summer day, but I wouldn't run a 160 degree thermostat. Fahrenheit.
No. Well,
on the
not only
street.
that, he's trying to say should he make it warmer, and I'm like, nah.
No.
I don't agree with that either.
I don't think you can get around needing walnut blasting, clean up the intakes.
Yeah.
intake valves.
You're gonna end up having to do it no matter what. If you run like a IAG AOS and the right oil, the Motul
Yeah.
Ecolite stuff, and you romp on her every once in a while, keep her cleaned out, you're gonna extend the interval that you need to do that at, but you're gonna need to do a walnut blast
will
every once in a while. It's
Yep.
gonna happen. There's just you don't have fuel spraying over the back of your valves. So you're gonna get carbon buildup. It's gonna happen. Nothing you can do about it.
Knock on some wood. Aaron says an FA20 is going to blow up anyways. Knock on some wood. That FA20 in Dolly has 90,000 plus hard miles on it.
I tell you
I
what,
was
the
gonna
BRZ
say.
FA20 though, BRZ FA20, she's got that she's got the port injection also, and it helps it up.
Mhm.
It helps it out a lot. But they're not bad motors. It's just people didn't know how to approach it, and a lot of people who did not do Subaru things bought BRZs when they first came out and did very not Subaru things with them, and they broke, and everybody's like, well, these are shit, and a lot of Honda guys and a lot of Nissan guys bought those and did dumb things, and you can get away with it with a Honda, or trusted
never
things like what Subaru says, which is put 020 in it when you really should be running 530.
Right.
Fight me, warranty.
Definitely 530
No.
for sure.
No fights.
But I never with my FA either. The only problem it had was a guardrail. But
Yeah, well, I mean, Can't do that.
It's a driver mode. All right, I think we got it.
Yep.
Let's see any more questions trickling in.
No, I think we're pretty good.
Cool.
Yeah, dude, thanks for being on, and we'll see you next week. And wish us luck at Road America, guys. It's gonna be rowdy. So it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun, and we'll see you guys next week.